We are live. Welcome to an early edition of the Holo Chronicles podcast. My room is a mess, but we got some cool things to show you guys. Josh, hit it. Good afternoon or good evening to some of you on the east side of the states or across the pond. We are the Holo Chronicles podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Josh.
And we are all about Star Wars toys and collectibles. We got a couple of fun things to talk about today. As you saw by the title of today's show, Under Construction. Man, I made a mess this weekend.
Men at Work.
Men at Work. Mm-hmm. What was their big song, Josh?
I forget.
I come from a land down
There
under.
we go. Oh, I thought you were talking about that Emilio Estevez piece.
Oh, that movie, yes. About weren't they garbage men or something like that? Yeah.
It was Charlie and Emilio, wasn't it?
That was brothers.
It's brothers, man. Speaking of brothers, how you doing? How you doing?
Here's to you, buddy.
Here's to you.
I'm doing all right. I had a good weekend. It was a long weekend for me. We had Friday and Monday off for break purposes, grading purposes for the high school, really. Didn't impact me much, but that gave me just enough time to tear apart my man cave.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a moment. Josh, we were blessed with an announcement this morning from Hasbro.
Yes, that's exciting.
Is it?
Well, all right, you tell me.
Well,
I read just really quickly, and I got the gist just from the first couple sentences.
I sent a picture.
Yeah.
Hasbro announced April 9th they will be doing the Hasbro Fan Fest, in which they will be panels and announcements for all of their toy brands, Transformers, Star Wars. Man, I can't even think.
Marvel.
Marvel, yes. Thank you. That was the other big one. And I don't know how excited I am about this. I remember when we used to have Comic-Cons and
I do
stuff like that. This is a version of that in COVID times.
Sure. There's definitely a reason, right? So this isn't the ideal situation. But.
Right. But one thing that soured me on it is that, well, there's two things. It's like, oh, great. More pre-orders that are going to sell out before I can get things into my basket. Right?
Okay. All right. Still a little sour. All right.
And yeah, does it sound sour? Because I feel a little soured.
So, but I mean, go on. What else?
My second thing is that, and I'm not a Hasbro Pulse subscriber.
Right.
Right. You are?
I am.
You are. And I feel bad for you.
Against my better judgment.
I feel bad for you, really, and other subscribers to Hasbro Pulse, because as it pertains to Star Wars, you guys aren't getting any benefit of being a member, because you can pre-order. Members get like ahead of time pre-order opportunities.
Yeah.
Except for Star Wars, you got to wait in line just like every schmuck like me.
I'm trying to think. I think there was one time where we had a little. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe I just didn't know that. I thought I was special, but like my mom told me, I'm not. She's a good mom.
Do we need to lay on the couch and talk about this? Why don't you lie down, sir? Yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah. So, all right. There's two things. We got two things that you're soured on.
Yeah. So what do you think, Josh? What are your thoughts going into this?
Well, without knowing anything, what I saw was that there would be panels of, look, I think it'll just kind of be an information, they're going to hype some stuff. I think there'll be an announcement. I think we'll see the Razor Crest in, advanced stages of its production. I think that's exciting.
Don't you think they would like drop an email to those that have pre-ordered it though?
Well, I don't know. I don't
think
know.
They would.
I don't know what they're doing. Look, they don't know what they're doing.
Well,
let's be honest. They don't have a clue what they're doing.
They need us.
It would be easier for them to go set up their giant booth at the biggest con, go to San Diego or be at Celebration, but they don't have that option this year. So that they've got resources and funds, because by the way, I would probably suspect that Hasbro's sales numbers are actually up during COVID times. I know for one that I've reallocated resources to buy more crap from Hasbro than I should, because you weren't using that to, I don't know, drive anywhere. Like, imagine all the gas money that's being saved right now, just from any trip. So I imagine Hasbro's in the black right now as far as their books go, and they also annually have an advertising budget, right? Part of that budget is going to go for shipping, equipment, and merchandise, and to a con. I don't know.
Somebody get traded?
It's driving me crazy. I even put it on Do Not Disturb, but ESPN can get through that. And then, they have that budget, so they got to spend it somewhere. So my statement was they don't know what they're doing, but they have money to do something with. So I'm genuinely interested because I'm not going to probably make it to a San Diego Comic-Con if it even were happening.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to make it to a celebration.
One of these days.
Hopefully
in 2022.
Hopefully not in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, Mars is opening up, I hear.
Yeah. They got some rovers.
Oh,
Couple
yes.
Of them. But anyway, so I'm not as sour on it. I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's a little bit of content for us.
Mm-hmm.
Means we get to sit down. Maybe we'll do a little watch party, a little Holo Chronicles, throw it up on the screen. I don't know that there'll be copyright issues there. And if there are, who gives a crap? We'll do it anyway. We're above the law.
Do they know who we are?
They don't. They don't.
That's the problem.
Ask these 30 people who we are.
Yes.
We're huge.
Hey, shout out to our chat.
I know. Let's give them a chat.
Thanks for joining us on this earlier edition of the pod, and appreciate that. As we get more towards the summer, I think will be a more consistent time for us. I think that's the plan anyway.
Yeah. Midday Monday.
Midday Monday.
Midday Monday, or for East Coasters, just on their drive home.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Please, 2 hours, both times.
But you can always listen. We're
audio.
We're great to look at. So listening's fine.
I mean,
well,
you got nice cameras.
I guess.
You got nice cameras. Oh,
enjoy
boy.
Your fruity drinks.
Speaking of, Hasbro Pulse became open to the United Kingdom.
Really?
This week. So,
really?
Yeah.
Aren't we at war with them?
I think it's more like an argument.
I see.
I don't know if it's like full out, put up your dukes.
I don't know. We stole one of their princes.
We did.
No, Canada did.
Well,
but, same.
I mean, we're absorbed.
At any moment, we can just go into Canada and get them if we need to.
Hey, come on over. Red Rover.
Well, I love ripping on the UK guys. They get us back tenfold, and it's always with more colorful language.
I know, and I don't
mean curse words. I just mean language I've never heard before. Bollocks and other things.
Hip. Let's move on. All right.
Mark says we can have him. No, you can have him,
no,
Mark. Welcome to America.
Yeah, but one thing that I've already heard from our UK friends is that things are more expensive purchasing from the UK Hasbro site.
Well, no, and we know that for a fact, right?
We absolutely know that. It's too bad, but then you got guys like Shabby, who's a transplant from the UK over here, reaping all the benefits.
Well, he's undercover.
He is. He's a mole.
He is. MI6. I know it.
I know it. Got an exotic wife.
Yeah, we know what's happening.
Yeah, it's classic James Bond.
Oh, he makes furniture.
Yeah.
Sure. Have you ever hit the button under that desk?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there's a submachine gun.
Yeah, I know.
Pops out of the front. Was that too far?
I don't know.
Are we here? We got anything else to talk about?
Yeah, you got
no, but hold on. Let's keep that.
Yeah.
So that means cheaper. It's going to be less expensive then.
For us.
For the UK if they opened up or not.
No, it's more expensive for them.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. I think what they'll find. This is a prediction, and our UK buddies let us know here. What I think will end up happening is that you'll be better off pre-ordering from the people that you've already been pre-ordering from, and purchasing from them.
Interesting.
That's my guess. That's my guess.
But doesn't that kind of promote the whole scalping mentality?
Well,
right? Because those guys know, look, I can buy this. I can put a 30% markup on it. I can still charge shipping, and I'm going to have buyers. So I buy this $100 item. I'm making $30, a little bit of my time, 10 minutes of my time to pack and ship. I'm up $20. Mom's happy because I'm helping with the rent.
Yeah.
No. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I want to feel bad for my UK friends. That's all. That's all. I hope it works
Talking
out.
out of both sides of your mouth right now, bro.
I am. I like to poke a little fun at them, but you know.
All right.
I've gotten some tea from them this year. It's pretty good.
Let's put a bug or a pin in this. And
Okay.
I'm actually a little bit not excited. I'm just intrigued about Hasbro Pulse
Yeah.
fan. What's it called? Fan
Fan Fest.
Oh wow, really
Fan Fest.
creative.
Yeah, right there. Boom.
Really creative. All right, what's next, Andrew?
Well, you got anything new this week, or since we last spoke?
No, nothing. No, yes and no. Remember, we're reserving. What happens is we keep getting this other stuff that's pushing my gets out
Kicking
of the
it down the
limelight,
road.
which is fine because I don't mind waiting. I'm a patient dude. Just kidding.
Kinda.
Kinda.
Some stuff.
I'm a patient dude, but we got a really cool another Red 5 Designs exclusive today, which is good.
Yeah,
Exclusive to us.
we'll hit that in a minute. Good tease there.
Yeah.
I did get a couple of new items this week, and upon my proclamation of moving towards posters and art, mostly movie posters, Star Wars movie posters, a couple of things are going to be going up on my walls. First, now one I've looked at, one I've not. First one I got from our friend John at Super Awesome Geek Show, and this is a hand-painted cartoon cell from the movie cartoon Ewoks from 1985.
Wow. I'm trying to understand what's happening here.
Well, you've got an Ewok running in the foreground and another Ewok running in the background.
So are they overlaid?
They are,
I
well,
see.
they're painted on top of each other, but they're actually not touching. Just one's running behind the other. But since it's 2D, it looks like one is hugging or trying to hug from.
Or maybe one's trying to escape from one who thinks he's got it made, but eyes are closed.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of a unique thing.
It is unique.
And it's got the numbers down here to show, in which order they belong and where it fits in among the others. Because, if you lay them on top of each other and they're running, this one's running one way, the other one's running the other way.
I see.
But it's kind of different. It's kind of different.
That is unique. Are you going? So the only question I have is in the interest of space, you're obviously not going to trim this.
No, but what I might do is like get a generic background to put behind it.
Okay.
So make it look like they're running around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's different. But at this point in my collecting career, I'm looking for different. I'm not looking for common.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't heap enough praise on that.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's a niche thing, and I understand that.
It would be.
Okay, this one I got from our friend Gary, who's in the chat, and he says, after hearing about your new direction in collecting last Monday, my daughter suggested I send you these as potential space fillers. Like you, I'm a big fan of movie posters and artwork, and she has done an awesome job of filling the gaps at my home office. So anyway, keep on spinning. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Gary. So if I'm to understand this correctly, Gary's daughter painted these.
Oh, very cool.
Okay. And there's two. Maybe we'll put one here.
It's really like we're a show and tell sometimes, which
Little
I like.
bit.
I like.
We'll show and tell.
Oh,
That's cool. Very cool. Again, this is hand painted.
whoa! I likey.
Yeah, this is sweet. Josh, you're a trooper guy.
I am a trooper guy.
You got TK 1780 over there.
Is that what he is now?
Something like
He's
that.
doing good.
But that's very cool.
I like it.
And I love that it's painted, that it's not a print on a canvas, on a 3D canvas there. That's cool.
Thanks, Gary's daughter.
Yeah. The other one Oh yeah, this one's cool. Very cool too.
Dude, that's cool.
Classic Pulp Fiction meets Star Wars.
We got quite the little artiste here.
Yeah, Gary. Might have to.
That's slick.
That is pretty cool. Love it. Love it.
That's a set piece, I think.
It is. That's not a space filler. We're gonna have to put that in a
That might
place
have to
of
be, that might have
prominence.
to be in our background with our new set design.
Coming soon.
Yeah, well, we don't know about how soon.
Coming.
That's coming.
What's gonna happen first? Star Wars Celebration 2022.
Yeah,
or
that.
Josh
there's
finishes.
the bet. There's the bet.
That's the over/under mark there.
Josh has a lot of plans. Doesn't
Gary, and shout out to your daughter. Those are fantastic. Thank you very, very much. Those will definitely be going up on the walls. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Shabby gives a shout out too. Good job. Good job.
Maybe start a little Etsy store or something. Maybe
Sure.
try and make a couple bucks out of it. The next that's it for my gets this week.
You're going to be Mr. Get for the next few weeks, I believe.
You think so?
I'm going to be Mr. Anti-Get because I'm in anti-Get mode.
Well, because I do know that I've got a couple posters on the way too, and I will. They're not here yet, but they're on the way.
Kylo says hi, so let's say hi back.
Hey, what's up, Kylo?
Hey,
Long
hi.
time no see, buddy.
And Gary's in the. Oh, Gary likes negative space, but Gary seems like such a positive guy.
Wah, 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 wah.
Boink. All right.
So, yeah, I got a couple posters coming. Josh is saving up for his own room.
We got all kinds of stuff. We'll take pictures of
deconstruction.
that.
Yeah, don't worry. There's not going to be a shortage.
I'm in
of
bad shape right
things
now,
to
folks.
show.
I'm in bad shape. I'm in bad shape. I'm up all
That's
night.
what we're here for.
I'm up all
We're
night.
here for you.
Yes. Under construction. Deconstruction.
The next item on our agenda here is, Josh, you mentioned this last week. This is just a rub the genie, I wish for,
right?
And then boom, it shows up on, literally shows up on our porch unannounced.
We got a cool sponsor.
We got a very cool sponsor.
And I'm going to wish for something a little better this time. Not better. It's not
Is it
even
bigger?
hard to get better. I can't even say that with a straight face because these things are so awesome. But yes, go on. Carry on.
So these items were not even on my radar. This is something where, again, I'm going to enjoy this in other people's collections because I've just recently been made aware of them and they are cool. And Josh, you've had your eye on them.
I have.
And now we've got a few to show. A few.
Like-
we've got 3 to show and tell with.
I'm not exuding enough, joy right now. This was really awesome because like we talked about before, there's just some items that last week, all I can do is kind of look at them and I move on because how far down the trail do you want to go? So to have one actually show up on our doorstep and get a chance to look at them,
Yeah.
share them with everybody else out there is a cool deal. So thank you very much. Again, hold on. This is going to be and will very shortly be a it's a Red 5 toy review.
This is a Red 5 toy review brought to you by the Holo Chronicles podcast. But Josh, let's have a little help.
You want to have some help?
Let's have a little help here. We've got a buddy that we've just become friends with. And spoiler alert, he's our Show Me Your Collection feature this week. His name is Christopher. Let's pull him in for this little toy review.
All right, let's do it. Let's
All
bring
right.
him in. All right, here we go.
Everybody,
Chris.
welcome Christopher here.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey, Chris. I'm so glad you're able to join us today. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Where are you located at? Are you an East Coaster?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. All right. Right on.
Yeah.
Cleveland rocks.
Yes,
Cleveland.
sir.
Now we're about to do a little.
I'm just staring at his room. Shut up.
And we'll get to that. I
know,
promise.
I know,
We'll
I know.
get to that. We're about to do a little toy review here, and you let us know if you've seen these or if you might even have one. I think you actually might have one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, still just staring at it.
They're new to me, but like I said, Josh has had his eye on a few for a while now. So without any further ado,
All right, well, without.
let's bring them on here.
Let's bring them in. We're spinning these little buggers.
Ooh.
There they are.
Yeah.
So these are Josh. Go ahead.
No. You could. I can't because I can't. I forgot how to pronounce it. I didn't look up the. You're looking too.
I
They're
know.
the Bandai. They're the Bandai.
Yeah.
These guys are so cool. Look at them.
So we've got a Django Fett. We've got a Snow Trooper.
Tamashii, something like that.
Tamashii.
Tamashii. That's
Well, it says Samurai Tashio Darth Vader on the box here.
it. Okay.
I don't have the other box.
Tamashii. That's it. That's what it is.
But-
Right, Chris? Chris, do you concur? What do we got here?
Yeah. These are really nice pieces, man.
They are. They're so darn cool. So here's the deal, Chris. In case you didn't watch last week, we were just talking. What got us on this track? We were talking about things that like I wish I had, but I've never pulled the trigger on. And every time I come across an image on the web of one of these guys, or even in a few shops, I've walked kind of by them and checked them out. They're just fascinating. I love the whole samurai aspect of it. And they're just great. They're great. So, but then I didn't know if I would like them because of the departure from Star Wars. But I was absolutely wrong. I actually like them more because of they're just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, the hyper-stylized version of any Star Wars character is really cool. And I actually have a friend you guys maybe have heard of a company called 13th Floor. He does a lot of Star Wars World War II mashup.
Yes. I think I have his images.
Yeah,
They're like right over there.
You've got like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah.
So he's actually from a city called Canton, Ohio, which is about an hour south of Cleveland. So I've been visiting him forever. He used to all this stuff at conventions. And he bought a whole bunch of these samurai mashups, and it did some really cool artwork with them. I'm sure you can still find it at 13th Floor, but they make really great, voice photography.
Keep talking, Chris.
Sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris, real quick. Do you have a YouTube window open? And you got a little echo here.
Let's see here. Maybe. Sorry for the echo.
No problem.
Random work.
I know. You were hustling for us, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Let's see here.
Okay, Chris, tell me. And here's the only issue: I just don't want to display something that's not his. But you tell me if this looks like what's his name? What's his last name?
Ludwig?
Oh, it's him. It's him. It's his signature's on the bottom. Okay,
Perfect.
So here, let me. So
That is it.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
And the best part, I love these so much. And this isn't even my favorite. There's one that has like an AT-AT or an AT-AT coming down some European road.
Yes.
Enshrouded in fog. It's supposed to be like a tank, right? But these are so cool. I love them. And then there's one, I think there's the one where it's the stormtroopers raising the flag.
At Iwo
Jima.
Yes.
Which is kind of it's just such a cool mashup. So thank you for bringing that up. That's one of my favorite pieces, and I did get those at Rose City Comic Con is where I got.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So continue. That's why I love these so much. Those mashups are just fantastic. And these are reasonably priced. Well, I don't know. I think they're $50 or $60 if you find it in retail, or $80 retail, but they're going to be $200 on eBay, if they're out of production, which I believe I don't know if these 3 are or not. They might actually know these 3 are in production. So that might be where we got them, but they're very cool. Very cool. Hold on. I think I've got it for you. Ready?
Tamashii.
I had to look up the same Tamashii, because this guy sounds
Tamashii.
like he's been pronouncing it for years. Yeah. So there you go. All right, what do you got, Andy?
Okay. Well, I just wanted to bring back to the 3 here. Between the 3, I'd love the Django. The Django is sweet, and I got to be honest with you, they're more colorful than I thought they would be. I thought they were just like, because I have only seen like a Stormtrooper and the Snowtrooper, and they were just like that, all kind of off white.
Yeah.
And the Vader to me looked all black, and so they seemed like a little monochromatic a little bit. But the Django is colorful, and actually Vader's got a lot more color to him too.
I kind of called them Hot Toy Light because they do come with some different hand configurations. But pretty much what you see there is what it comes with, unlike a Hot Toy where you're going to leave, I don't know, 20 items in the box just based on how you display it. Yeah. Unless you want to lay a bunch of fists down on the ground or something. But
yeah. These come with a couple of hand options.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they are put together, and the accessories are the ones that you see, like the sword, the long sword, and then the
jetpack, backpack.
Yeah, and in the Snowtroopers instance, the what is it? The what's that blaster called?
E-Web.
The E-Web. Thank you. Creepers.
Can you believe that, Chris? Okay. Jeez, man. Pull this card. I'm not the guy who's supposed to remember all the stuff, Andy. You're screwing this up. No, they're very cool. I think they're, from a price perspective, I don't want to compare them to Black Series because I think that they have more detail. And actually, they've got some weight to them as well. If you hold them up, they feel substantial. I wasn't sure if they were models or not, meaning before we got them in hand, I didn't know if you had to put them together, glue them together, or whatever, but you don't. They're like a Hot Toy Light. They're just a little Hot Toy. They're 6-7 inches, and they're displayed very well in the box.
Yeah.
And the boxes actually are very kind of Hot Toy-ish as well. So there's
So here's the exterior. Cover my face. So there's Vader, and then the inside. Again, you got a couple of hand options.
Yeah.
And
you got a saber in there
and
too,
an unlit
saber, samurai saber,
broad saber.
Yeah, something like that. Very cool stuff. So thank you so much to Red 5, Gianni over at Red 5, and Greg. They sent us these, and we get to check them out with you guys. Probably gonna have my own little battle later. So yeah, so if they're a little scuffed, it's because of love. But anyway, all right. Well, let's get rid of those dudes, and we'll bring them back later. Oh, yeah, we'll bring them back at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. Chris, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, thanks. I don't know what's going on the echo. so I could probably jump out because I see people in the comments hearing it, and
the echo.
Kind of wild. I've only done I don't know, maybe like 250 podcasts in my life. So
maybe it's on our end.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me see if I can fix it real quick, Chris, and we'll move forward. This helps it out. How about
I do recognize a lot of really cool people in the chat, so I'm glad to see a lot of recognizable people in there. I don't hear the echo now.
Yeah, no, it sounds good here.
I got you. So,
we're good. Hey, okay,
right.
Look at that, perfect. All right, now I was like so self-conscious to talk for like the last 10 minutes.
You're fine.
Yeah,
no, you're good. Now, Chris, just the moment you drop in here, we see a fantastic Star Wars room behind you, and they are. Josh and I have Star Wars rooms too, but I am currently going under a bit of a renovation in my room. We'll kind of talk about that here soon. And Josh has plans for one as well.
A full relocation.
We're going from the upstairs to the downstairs.
Yeah.
And so for Josh, and that's going to be exciting when we get to break ground on that, I guess. But your room looks really well put together, and I want to know, how long has it taken for you to get things kind of the way you like in your room? Because everything looks in its place right now. There doesn't appear to be anything like waiting to go on a shelf somewhere.
You don't see the floors right now, so that's a good thing. But yeah, so this is an ongoing piece. I love this. Is like, for me, my museum. It's my mini Rancho Obi-Wan, and I've I've had really great Star Wars rooms over the last like 4 or 5 years, but my fiance and I recently bought a home, and it just so happened to have an extra room. And
bummer.
Yeah, right. She was super cool with it because we actually had 2 extra rooms. One we're designating as the ladies' lounge, so she gets an entire floor basically is hers. So it really wasn't much of an agreement. More so like, oh yeah, the Star Wars room is going here. And that's
I was going to ask, what kind of Star Wars stuff does she have in her room? That's
oh, dude, honestly, she loves the plushies. Our downstairs is filled with all types of Star Wars plushies, like the cute ones that squeak and beep and all those things. We took a trip to Galaxy's Edge, and she was all about building a droid. She's in it, man. Like she's in it to win it for sure. But this room here, behind me where this Kenner display was actually a closet at one point in time. So I tore down this wall, and I'll post a few photos at Finest Editions Instagram. And it was kind of a big project because it was a plaster wall. This is a 1927 home. It's like super sturdy. Didn't know what I was getting into. So that was kind of a project. And it's perfect for a full Kenner display here. I'm only missing, the Ewok battle wagon. That's my last piece. You can't really see up top, but all your, Hoth displays, all the carrying cases below. I'll kind of scoot out of here. Some of the bigger items on the ground here. You can see down on the floor, right, to rip out that wall. That's that dark stain. But really, some of the stuff, really, I have all types of stuff I haven't been able to fit in there. We'll get there. I'm still working on it. There's some things you can't see because of the glare, but I have, all the mini rigs on their own little acrylic shelves. It's a beautiful piece. The yellow is matched identically to the card backs. So it is awesome. Like when you walk in the room, it pops right away. And then I got these really cool color changing LEDs. You can maybe see like they're changing on the Sandcrawler behind me over on that side. Yeah. So at nighttime, it's got this really great glow. So when I want to do, if I want to sit down and just chill, I have little spotlights throughout the room, but it is a 360 room, guys. It is 360. I have a massive, 10-foot shelf over here. I got my TIE Fighter wall over here. You guys got the photos.
Yeah. And we'll post those up here.
Well, hold on. That's a good segue actually, because I'd rather him talk us through it. So let me see if I can find it for you.
Well, while we've got a question from the chat here from our buddy Tez. It says, which is your favorite Star Wars arcade game on your 1-up? The Star Wars, Empire, or Jedi? Yeah, great question. So I'm really oddly good at Return of the Jedi on this game.
Are you?
Yeah, and that's the one when my friends used to come over pre-COVID. That's the one that they would just smash into trees, every single go through. I just get real calm. I get to hear that digital Lando voice when they're flying through the reactor core, and it just puts me at ease. And I love it. But yeah, so I guess Return of the Jedi is my one. But ESB, if you've never played the Atari version of Empire Strikes Back, that is it's magic. It's so much fun to play. And now that you can have it at home, it's just wild.
That's just awesome. Wild. Yeah. I struggle with Return of the Jedi. I am running into all this stuff. I'm like your friends.
Yeah. My favorite is the original one because
mine too.
That's the one I've played the most. Probably.
Andy and I are old enough that we played that in arcades
when we were kids.
We were kids, and they had only been in the arcade for 5 years or so before we had our hands on them.
Like the original Star Wars one, I remember going and playing at Seaside.
Yeah,
it is one that you sat in.
Oh,
it was like there's little speakers behind you, and
they charge 50 cents instead of a quarter too.
Well, it was still
you got a seat, you got to pay for that, man.
It was awesome. We spent a week at Seaside. Josh, this is a little side story. We spent a week at Seaside, and I hit that game at that arcade every day, and I worked my way up to number 9. I made the top 10 after a week of nonstop. Mom, do you have a quarter?
Mom,
aunts and uncles, hey, you guys got a quarter? Just bumming on the street, corners. Hey, I need a quarter for my fix, for my Star Wars fix. And man,
What's your tactic? You put the reticle up in the right hand corner, get around all those Get around all those pillars or whatever.
Survive in advance, just
turbo
like
lasers.
just like Jim Valvano. Survive in advance.
Okay.
Just
All
do
right.
what you
All
can. Do what you can.
That's right.
So, do you have his collection?
Yeah, I've
posted
got
there?
it. If you're ready, I can share that up right now. I was looking at. You said the TIE Fighter, so I think that's the one we're going to be on here. Let's share that up. There it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the corner you guys can see just off of beyond the Arcade 1-Up cabinet.
Mhm.
These photos were taken at night. Daytime's a little bit brighter, but hey, I wanted to get something out there. TIE Fighters are my favorite Star Wars vehicle. Let's be clear, Slave One's my favorite, but TIE Fighters in general, I love them, man. So I have literally every era TIE Fighter up on this wall right over here. Massive collection of TIE Fighter pilots. I probably have anywhere between 50, 60 variety of TIE Fighter pilots that I kind of interchange on the display. And this is just one of the things. I had a vision when I knew I had a whole room that I was going to put a TIE Fighter shelf on there.
That's cool.
Yeah, obviously you see the cascading figures underneath there. I got the Gentle Giant Jumbo fig down to the 3 3/4 Empire Strikes Back series figs. What you can't see beyond there is above my head in that dark corner is some cool Phantom Menace stuff as well. I have some plans for behind me there on that blank space right where my butt would be. That's going to be a lot of Phantom Menace stuff too. Kind of just give homage to Phantom Menace. And then, I got my Ahsoka tree off to the left-hand side of that. Has a lot of different Ahsoka, lots of pops right there because it's an entire Rebels wall. If you go beyond this photo, literally has every single Rebels pop. But Ashley Eckstein is an absolutely incredible person. So I wanted to pay homage to her, put a little Ahsoka, display together, and it's just a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Down by feet, though. So where the big TIE Fighter is, there is about, I haven't counted, but it's easily close to 1,000 comics. And the reason why I haven't counted is because they are all unorganized, and I am terrified to organize them. But it goes back through, the original, through everything, Crimson Empire, Shadows of the Empire, you name it. I got most of the comics through the Dark Horse series, and I'm just terrified to to go through those. And then this bookshelf, I'm really proud of my books. Anyone that has listened to me podcasts on other podcasts, and I tell my story, I grew up in the novel generation. So novels and books and art books, that's my jam, man. So this is actually a double-sided library cart that I found on Craigslist. A very nice lady in the area was selling it. And it is packed to the gills, front and back, with my favorite Star Wars books. Lots of reference guides, lots of toy books. I have that. I don't know if you guys ever talked about the Making of Empire Strikes Back book. It's like incredibly sought after. Ryan Johnson had tweeted about it at one point in time, and the price went from like $20 to $450 plus.
Oh, wow.
That's one of my prized possessions in my book collection. But it never gets old, man. I can walk to that shelf, I can spin it around, find something new every single day of the week. It's a lot of fun. So, and then also there's another Imperial shuttle behind the Jedi Temple Guard mask. He's down there.
Okay.
I love me some Imperial shuttles. That's the more modern one. That's that. What's that toy store? Goodness gracious. FAO Schwartz exclusive shuttle back there. So got a little diorama with some Emperor stuff below. And in that closet, y'all, every collector has a Star Wars closet. It is your odds and ends. I think I might have like 5 or 6 cloud cars in various states of disrepair in there. I got some Falcon piece. I got all types of vintage stuff in there. And then, your Spiros, your R2-D2 and BB-8 Spiros, tons of clothes, lots of stuff. I mean, this sounds
packed. Like my closet.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally sounds like my closet. There's maybe a couple of old bed sheets in there, a towel with a Return of the Jedi towel.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is
Rebels.
Okay,
there's your Rebels shelf.
This is good over here. I love this area of the room. So, number one, I have an entire display dedicated to Boba Fett, and it does rotate. So I do rotate pieces in and out of the Boba Fett shelf. You can see the massive vehicle, the vintage collection vehicle that just came out last year.
Yeah.
That's the centerpiece. I had to build a custom extension on the shelf just to keep it up there, because behind it, which you can't see, is the Power of the Force Slave One. I got all eras of the Slave One, whether it be the Shadows of the Empire, all the way through the 2000s when they would re-release. So I also have the Lego Slave One, the 50th. I think it's the 50th anniversary edition. No, goodness. Back to 40th. So the 40th anniversary Lego, that was a lot of fun. And then really anything you can think of. I would be hard pressed to find that I'm missing something from my Boba Fett collection. It's just wild, guys. I mean, off screen here, tons of stuff. Really proud of my Clone Wars collection. That's grown quite a bit since the last time through I took these photos. You see my little Wicket phone down there?
You got some big...
I do like your Wicket phone. That's cool.
Yeah.
You got some big Clone Wars items down there. That turbo tank and the AT-TE.
Oh, yeah.
Those are not small items.
No, that should give you a scale of how big, because like this is obviously a panoramic photo, so it doesn't give true scale. I mean, if you look on my left knee, you'll see the Royal Naboo Starfighter.
Yeah, that's a good
and you know how big that is.
That's that's big.
Right. So these photos are kind of skewed. I've added a lot of stuff to the top shelf since I took these photos. So I do talk about it on Finest Editions at Finest Editions. A lot of the stuff I've put up there. And there's a lot of cool artwork that's not in this photo. So in the far right corner, you can see kind of a poster frame. That is a cinema custom solo poster. It's like a massive, giant solo poster that's right there. And above it is some really gorgeous Boba Fett artwork to tie in that Boba Fett shelf. Black Series figures, I mean, literally rotating all of them out there on that middle shelf. And then you can see where it turns black, all Sith, all Sith. And
Nice.
That rotates as well. It's a lot of fun. I have fun with this wall. It looks gorgeous at nighttime because of the lighting. I got some spotlights on it. Just really proud of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm just looking. I'm still studying, but yeah, let's
So Jesse, we've got these pictures posted on our website at beyondtheblastdoors.com. And I typically ask the same 4 questions. What, Josh?
go ahead. It's Chris, but I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Okay. Did I say Jesse?
Are you talking about the comment? I see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jesse was on my brain there. But we have this article posted with these pictures, and I encourage you to go check it out so you can really look at these pictures and see everything that's in them. But I typically ask the same, 3 or 4 questions to everybody whose collection we feature, no matter how great or small. But you had mentioned a kind of a cool connection to why you collect, and part of it being I don't know if you said it was your addictive personality or just growing up collecting. But you had kind of a cool connection to what you said was the Force, and how it's turned into something very positive and healthy for you, given your time in your music career.
Right.
So do you mind sharing that a little bit with our audience here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of my story. I've been very open and public about it. I was a professional musician. I grew up in the music industry, and I do suffer from addiction issues. So I'm actually a recovering addict, and I'm 7 years sober. And what happened was, thanks. And here's the thing, like, I was always a Star Wars fan growing up, and then music became my career, and it kind of fell off right around Attack of the Clones is when I started really touring and, really being away from everything. When you're a touring musician, like, the world doesn't exist outside of your immediate purview. So, I saw the films, but I stopped collecting, and I ended up selling a ton of I had the original collection twice. This is the second time I've built this collection. Because I had sold all of it for various, needs. So what happened was, as an addict, and anyone that goes through addiction issues, it's a very you feel trapped. You don't, and you can't see color. That's the other thing. Like the world is all black and white, yada, yada, yada. So what happened was I had gone through a couple of relapses to get clean, fix my life, the whole deal. And relapses are terrible. But eventually, I've become the current person I am now. And what just so happened around that same time when I became fully sober, was that Disney acquired Star Wars. It was like, I grew up a Star Wars fan. I had, like I mentioned, I had the entire Kenner collection even as a kid. And like, Star Wars was my thing. And as a novel generation, the novel saved my life as a very terrible kid. I was the bad kid. I was the bad kid in school. So the novels kind of helped me get through my childhood. But when Disney acquired Star Wars, it was like game on, because when you go through recovery, you need a positive hobby. You can't get inside of your dark thoughts. You need something to distract you. And those first 6 months to a year is wildly difficult to get through. So when, you start getting the hype for The Force Awakens and you start to dream again and you're like, oh my God, this is real. It's coming back. It gave me something positive to focus on. And, then I discovered podcasts. As a musician, I was like, oh, podcasts are not my thing. Like, I don't deal with it. I don't know about it. I don't want to touch it. I'm a musician. You kind of had this like elitist, snobbish attitude towards it. And here I am now. This is my favorite thing in the world to do. But, it is, you discover a lot about yourself through this process. But I was so happy to have something positive to latch onto. And sure enough, it is dynamically changed the way I live. I've met really incredible Star Wars fans all over the world, which is wild and mind-blowing to me. And it's literally never a dull day in the world of Star Wars if you go into it with the right attitude and the right mindset. So collecting, guys, I am like full of energy. I'm nonstop. I'm kind of subdued right now because it's not my show and I'm just being nice. But I'm always ramped up. I'm always ready to go. So collecting kind of scratches that itch for me. And going on hunts, that's my favorite thing in the world. And yes. Star Wars allows me to do that. I'm an all eras collector. I don't discriminate against it. And I love little Chris. Hey, so I this is something that is very positive. So if you are somebody watching this show, if you're in the chat now, or you watch it later, you are going through any type of addiction issues, or you get into recovery, finding a hobby is key. It's key, man. And I'm so happy Star Wars is that for me and the great people I met because of it. Really, it's
that's fantastic.
It's an amazing story, dude.
Yeah. And it's you're never as alone as you think you are. And this community, it has been tremendous. We've only been at this, maybe a couple years.
Yeah.
And the people that we've met through this, the people that are in the chat right now, and the friends that we've made along the way have been as special, even though we've never been in the same room with 99% of them.
Right.
Yeah.
They've been as special to us as any that we have been in the room with. So it's a fantastic community, and I'm thankful that you're able to that this is your happy place. This is the color in your life now.
Yes.
This has contributed to, I shouldn't say the only thing, but this is definitely something that it's positive for you. It's been pretty positive for us as well too. And it just goes to show you, and I'm always amazed by this because it affects us all a little differently and in cool ways. But it just goes to show you that when you have a healthy connection to something, then there's no stopping you.
Yeah.
Right? You have something to look forward to. You have something you're bonded to, you're connected with, and who's to say what doors could be open for you tomorrow? So
right.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you, Chris. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You seem like a good dude from what we have been able to surmise from you in a couple.
The passion is contagious, and I think it's very sound advice that you just gave, Chris. So I really appreciate that too. There's a lot of energy being spent in the wrong direction by a lot of people, right?
Even in Star Wars.
Even in Star Wars.
Right.
And I love hearing, especially the one comment I'm paraphrasing, which is like, you don't discriminate. It's Star Wars.
Right.
And I think, Andy and I have had private conversations to that effect of, look, I just love Star Wars. Yeah, there's some stuff that, okay, like he just showed me an Ewok print. I've never watched Ewoks.
I love that print, by the way. I love it.
Of course you do, because you're cool. I'm not cool. I watched it. I looked at it and was like, I like it because I know what it is, but I'm not gonna go watch it. But that also means I'm not gonna go hate on it either. I'm just gonna be like, cool. All right, moving on. Cool. I mean, our take on Star Wars is the same as our take on a collection, and it's I'll be happy to enjoy that in your collection. That's what I say, you know, and that's my way of saying, like, not for me, but I'm like, I'm happy to enjoy that in your collection. And you want to know why? Because it will be a novelty to me. It will be something that I'm like, that is not something I would ever buy, but I get to stand out, like I'm in its presence. And that means a lot to me too. So,
well, and every collection's different, and everyone's take on Star Wars is a little different.
Sure.
And they're all valid. And we're not going to tell you just because, you have an opinion one way or the other that it's wrong. It's right. That would be a little silly.
What's the basic answer? It's just as long as you're not mean or hurting other people, I don't care what you think. And as a matter of fact, I might even be able to learn from it if I just listen.
Yes.
Once.
Yeah. One time. Well, to bring this back to collecting, very early on, Chris, your closet behind you is Return of the Jedi card back gold. I don't know how else to put that.
Oh, yes.
That, by the way, for any collector of any length of time, is the perfect color to put as a background for any Star Wars collection vehicle.
Yes,
figure.
It is.
It truly is, because when you put light on it, it looks great. It also makes the figures or vehicles, whatever's in front of it, really pop, like you had mentioned. So as a collector tip, going out to those who are thinking about making their own little room or shelf or display, you cannot go wrong with that color.
Right.
Despite what your wife may say.
No, you're right. I've never really thought of it, and I only have a handful on display right now from the Return of the Jedi series. But any vehicle that was released in Return of the Jedi, I have the boxes. They all just don't fit on here. But you're right, man. It does pop, especially the Rancor. I mean, you throw the Rancor in front of the box, it is like even nastier. It's just
nice,
so much cooler. But yeah, they make great display pieces. This TIE Interceptor behind me. The vehicles in the boxes, I'm waiting for a really cool acrylic stand from Australia. There's a guy on eBay.
Is it?
I know who it is.
Is it Zach Paris?
Yes, Zach Paris. Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a ton of Zach Paris stuff up here behind me, like this Y-Wing and B-Wing that are on display up here. So I've been waiting patiently for like 2 months so that Interceptor is just hanging out in the box. But when you put it in front of it, man, it's like it is the centerpiece. It's gorgeous. So, and if anyone finds boxes and don't want them, you can hit me up at Finest Editions. I will pay cash money for them. I love all Star Wars boxes. Yes.
Yeah. You're not alone. Yeah. In the last year or so, I've been starting to go back and try and find boxes, and I don't care if they're what kind of shape they're in.
Yeah.
I've got some pretty rough boxes, but I love them.
But you said something earlier, and this is my issue. You said something earlier because of my, constraints with room for displaying it. I've got the closet too. My closet though is massive. It's this huge underground layer that has shelving that's like in this unfinished part of the house that you would never finish because it's literally under a garage.
Oh yeah.
But it's way too big. Like it's so much wasted space that I just built a deck and shelving, and now half of that shelving has Christmas ornaments and the other half has Star Wars boxes.
Yes.
I just have bins and bins of boxes.
No, wait a minute, you got a couple of swords up there.
I have some Lord of the Rings crap too. All right, rub it in. Oh, great! Now everyone thinks I'm a nerd.
What?
No, but you know what I'm saying. So I love that comment because it's like, oh hell yeah! I mean, I have a Star Wars storage unit under my house. Yes. And it's so frustrating, but I like what you also said, which was, you rotate. You're a better man than I am. Like the whole like, oh, it's rotation day, and you're gonna give some lonely hidden in the closet toy a chance on the shelf, and and all I can think is like Toy Story when you leave. Like, he let me out. He let me out.
Yes. I'm looking to my left right now where I have this it's these beautiful acrylic displays from IKEA, and they're brand new. So if I know a lot of collectors buy those cabinets for like $70 from IKEA for their giant, and
what are they called?
The Detolf cabinets.
Detolf. Yeah.
But these are like, I don't know, $8 a piece, and they are perfect for holding not only the car. If you're on card back collector, you can display those with your Lucy's up front, and there's more than enough room to spare. So I have a gorgeous collection over here, but I did just pull out some original Clone Wars figures speaking of rotating. I love it. Yeah. I mean, I have a Jabba's Palace set up over here that I rotate all the different figures out at least once a month. I also get lonely in COVID.
You're such a good man. Such a good man.
Yeah.
Your toys are lucky. My toys think I'm a dick. So.
This is it's cool, man. It does keep it fresh though. It does keep it fresh. All my ESB. This wall over here is also just all ESB. I mean, I have a giant diorama of a legacy AT-AT smashing a snow. Oh, by the way, if you have a legacy AT-AT and you have just a 3 3/4 snow speeder, you can make a hell of a diorama. I mean, it's so sweet just to have it crash on there, stomp on it.
I had that. I love it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah. And it looks great. But I do rotate those figures out. I think I have something like 50 plus ESB card back. So right now I have that 6-inch scale Black Series, the complete line across the entire wall here. So that'll get rotated out whenever a new line comes out. We'll see.
Wow. How do you like the new Black Series line with the new boxes? We've got Shabby in the room.
I think they're great, but so the thing is this, I love the new boxes, but that Cad Bane Deluxe, I'm looking at it right now. A lot of those deluxe boxes, I have the Armorer, even that Sith Trooper that came out as a Pulse exclusive last year. Yeah. Those boxes are hard to display because there's only a little bit of room in that sleeve before the mechanism holds it back. I wish there was a way without damaging the card itself to just fully open it and display it, because the Armorer is gorgeous. Cad Bane's gorgeous. The boxes are really great. Prior to having this room, I was inbox only.
Yeah.
I was that guy. I was just inbox only guy. But now it's game on, man. Like, I have a mix of everything. Those Mandalorian figures, I take all those out the box. They're too gorgeous.
They are. I'm an inboxer with these Black Series.
Josh is more inbox, and I'm more out of the box. So
yeah.
So you know what it is.
We're a good balance. We're a good balance.
You know it's a psychological issue, right? And what it is growing up a poor ass kid, eating out of cans and whatever off the street. And it was never off the street, but sometimes I sat on the curb and ate out of a can. Right. But it's like, if I leave it in the box, then the only thing that separates me from a Christmas present is wrapping paper. That's it.
Yeah.
And so at any time, so I don't rotate my toys. I just wrap them and then reopen them.
Yes. Year-round joy. Year-round joy.
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely a psychological thing where I'm like, if you take it out, it's not perfect, because that perfect moment is the only thing I dreamt about. It's not what I actually got, right?
Yeah.
I just dreamt about, what if it showed up? So that's why I appreciate the boxes so much. However, the other side of the psychological coin, I'm going deep here, I don't give a shit. The other side of the psychological coin is, once it's out of the box, I kind of despise the box. I'm just like,
really?
Like, I don't want vintage boxes. Andy wants them. I'm like, I don't want that. That's gone. But the joy is gone. The joy left. The box is dead. The soul is out.
See, I store them, man. I store them in the event.
I do that.
I put them in nice little Rubbermaid tubs, and they get stored. They're all in order, of course, so I can find one if need be. But yeah, I store them all, man. I'll tell you what. Okay, so I was inbox, and I took a few out randomly. Nothing too crazy, but it was the Darth Revan Gaming Great 6-inch. That was the game changer.
It's a badass. That's a badass right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm not keeping this in the box. It looks too cool. And then it just spiraled from there. Literally everything's out of the box now, with the exception of a few.
I need to learn.
See,
I
Josh,
just need to learn.
Here's what it is.
It's an attachment issue.
You want to be able to know that if you ever change your mind,
Yeah.
you can get rid of them easily.
I can unload them for money.
So
Yes.
you've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. What
yeah.
you need to do is go 2 feet.
Yes.
Out.
Right out.
You know, yeah. See, but you're
It's psychological.
You're right though.
You're
because
over it. I'm not.
No. Well, when it comes to modern stuff, if I take it out, the box goes.
You burn it.
You just toss it.
I toss it.
Really?
See?
Lego box.
Now I'm with you, Chris, because see, I lied about the boxing. What I meant was like, if I get something and it didn't come with the box, then I don't want the box to back it up later. I don't want to acquire the box. But I do save in bins unorganized all the boxes.
Yes.
Like don't know where anything is. I'd have
You
to
do.
go through everyone.
Earlier this fall, I was burning some compost, and I probably had 30 Black Series boxes.
Oof.
And I threw them all in. and I was gonna record it. I was gonna record it.
Oh, you wanted to be that guy, like the fish tank guy.
Wow.
and I said, you know what? I can't record this because I'm gonna catch.
Oh, you'll
fire.
get canceled.
I'm
Yeah,
going
You'll
to
get
catch-
canceled
I'm
for
gonna
that.
catch
Serious
fire for doing
backlash.
this. So I disposed of them in my own way. I lit them on fire, but
Right.
But once I took them out, it was like,
Now you're gonna get canceled anyway.
I don't need this now, and I don't want to store it, and I'm not keeping these to resell them later. I'm keeping these because I'm keeping them.
Well, that's got to be part of some
I've committed.
some step program, right?
2
right,
feet in.
Chris, you're probably right. Like at one point, you have to let go of something.
Of your former self.
Exactly. So you let go. You're letting go of your connection to those boxes.
It's I mean, I've let go of some serious collections. I even mentioned it in the interview. I mean, I've sold entire Star Wars collections. It was crazy. And then, you know, I mentioned, if you guys read the article, I had a massive pro wrestling figure collection, all carded too, all carded, sold all those. That was a big moment of my collecting life, to offload, you know, 15, 16 years of my life.
Wow.
But listen, I think also when you sell stuff as a collector, you gotta have like a little interview process, right? Like if you're going to let go anything from your collection, make sure it goes to the right home.
Yes.
Unless you don't care, unless you're just hard up for cash, you're like, yeah, whatever.
You like it to go to a good home.
I
like
do.
it to go to a good home.
See,
I
I like to think I'm that good home. That it needs to
Oh, and
come
you're
to me.
putting your child out into the winter snow? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh,
I'm not saying. I'm saying like when people feel like
Oh, like
Chris,
they-
like he
I
needs
see.
things to go to a good home.
I see. what
I'm
you're
that
saying.
good
You're
home.
the good
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
I'm the good home.
I've
call Andy.
literally spent time with people before selling things to them. I mean, it's
I'm gonna have to come over for a weekend at your house with your family.
it's so true though. I had a really great Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles collection too. I mean, I'm talking massive.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that I wanted some of his Star Wars stuff because I was rebuilding my Kenner collection, and he just so happened to have this B-wing and the box, and a couple, you know, a bunch of other stuff. But as far as vintage, he had that, and I was like, you know what? I haven't played with the Ecto 1 in 25 years. I don't display it. I have that emotional childhood connection to it, but spending some time with this guy, I mean, it felt right. He's a fellow collector. He's been doing it for 20 years plus, and we just shared stories for an hour. And I was like, yeah, all this is going to the right home. And that sometimes means the world, because I have a story about the guy. I mean, I could talk about 100 different things off this podcast about him. But now I know exactly where that B-wing came from.
That's pretty cool.
In the box, and where, you know, how it took me to get there, you know?
Yeah. That's
and
cool.
that's probably 60% of my collection is stories like that.
Well, and if you do this for any amount of time, that's what for me, that I like making the connections with people. I mean, I'll do a deal with somebody, you know, that lives an hour away, and I'll never throw away their phone number from my phone book just because I've dropped. Okay, so our buddy Paul,
We know Paul, yeah.
we did a deal. We did an offer up deal. He lived an hour and a half away from me. I drove up to his place. We talked for a half an hour. He seemed like a really cool guy. He mentioned that his wife was pregnant with their first kid. So I had my wife make him a little onesie. And I mean, and so like I sent it to him, a little bit later, and he was like, cool, man. That's I appreciate that. And 2 years later, actually longer than that, it's probably more like 4 years now. We are still friends. We talk at least once a month. He sends me pictures of things that he gets all the time. I'm sending him pictures, and he lives now in Utah, and we still that's just like you said, just one story out of many that makes not just the things that I got really cool, but how I got them really cool, really special.
Well, that's how we got started, right?
And that's how we got started. Exactly. Perfect example, Josh.
That's how we got started.
A deal happened.
I wouldn't spend a minute with this son of a bitch.
Yeah. So question here, Chris, from the chat. This is our buddy Gianni here, part of our sponsor, who, by the way,
buddy, he's our boss.
He's our boss basically now at this point. Yeah. By the way, Chris, he and his buddy Greg, who they are in business with, they are putting out a vintage Star Wars figures collector book.
Oh, really?
It's on Kickstarter. It's
okay.
Red 5 Designs. And if you're familiar with the not Max Kellerman, John Kellerman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So this is, if that was the Old Testament, this is the New Testament. Okay?
I'm into it already.
Should we roll the dusk? I have a video if you want. I don't know.
Let's see it.
Might as well.
Let me ask my question first. He's got a question. He said, Chris, is there any items that you've gotten rid of that you now regret and you still have?
No regrets.
No regrets.
Well, thanks for asking this question, Gianni. I'm thinking now, you kind of put me on the spot. Maybe not so much Star Wars, because I'm very protective over my Star Wars stuff. If I do trade or I do sell, it's something I've come to grips with. I've thought about it. I've owned it. And I'm like, okay, I can sell this or offload it. But I mentioned in the article that I also collect guitars. And there's a number of guitars that I had to sell because I was in a bad spot. Luckily, with my Star Wars collection, I've been in a good spot for a while. But sometimes you get in a bind, right? So some of the guitars I sold, oh, God, I can't even, I don't even want to talk about some of them. They're deeply personal. But I had to, right? But as far as Star Wars, I can't think of anything. I have some regret purchases for sure.
I do too. I have a lot, Chris.
Yeah. That's funny. But as far as things, no, I'm looking around the room just to spark a thought. I'm pretty content with my Star Wars life. Yeah, this is good.
That's good. Cool. Josh, go ahead and hit that video.
Just check it out. I think this is their little. Here's a quick preview from Red 5 Designs.
Hi, Greg here from Red 5 Designs with a first look at the book. Now this isn't finished, this is not the final product, this is just a proof copy been sent by the printers. So all those pages are in fact blank, but this is the size and the thickness and the weight the book will be. Again here, the dust jacket, this is just the proof, this isn't the final version, colouring might change. We just wanted to have a look at the details here, especially the gloss across these figures on the front, something we really strive towards getting just perfect, talking to lots of printers to make sure they could do it just right, and to make sure it also worked on the gold and the silver copies. Now we get a closer look at the foiling detail around the edge here. Again, this may differ slightly on the final product, maybe have a bit more of a gloss to it that we can see here. We can definitely see the gloss here across the Kenner here. We just want the cover to be more than just a printed cover. We want to have a bit more class to it, a bit more presence, and we think it looks great. Really happy with how it looks so far, and that's just a test version. Cheers for watching, guys, and we'll have more updates coming soon.
I apologize for the language barrier there. Do we need a translator or something?
I think
I was charmed. I was definitely charmed.
So Brit accent's the best. It makes everything more important than it.
Right.
I mean, this was very important, but it was like 10 times more important.
Yeah, definitely. And in this book, there will be Droids animated figures, Ewoks animated figures, and the vintage 12-inch figures.
Yes.
Included.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we hit some marks and they threw them in. So
Yeah.
and it should be coming out here. You can still find that on Kickstarter. Red 5 Designs.
It's down below.
It's down.
You will
It's in the
see
com-
me
it's in the
back
description.
this. I will. I'm backing it today.
Woo,
I'm
let's
jumping
back
on.
it.
I'm doing it after this.
Cool.
For
Cool.
sure.
Hey, maybe.
For sure.
I know I'm getting ripped for the Brits. I'm getting ripped. I know.
I do.
Look.
I was thinking while that video rolled. I do have it real quick, Gianni. I sold a Sideshow Jyn Erso when her Imperial disguise outfit figure, and it was like I got rid of it and instantly regretted it. But it was like years ago, so I suppressed that memory, and it just got pulled back up. So
Sorry about that.
but that's the one it was. But
Red 5
I
Designs. You need to send Chris some Kleenex.
Yes. But I that book looks absolutely stunning. The artwork, the detail, the gold trim is like beautiful. So not seeing the inside of the book, I can only imagine that level of design is carried throughout. And, I got all the books, man. I'm into it. So you'll see that come through.
Nice.
Love it.
I feel like I know we titled this episode Under Construction,
Sure.
and we're minute 10, or we're at 110 right now.
Well, Chris, you want to stick around? We're gonna show some of Andy's room here. So what we've seen, it's a perfect segue. What we've seen is a well thought out, well put together.
Love your
the kind
posters.
of room. The kind
Love
of
your
room you
posters.
just walk into. It's set. Yeah, there's some things on the floor, but he rotates them out. I mean,
Yeah.
he's already got a plan.
He's got a curator.
You're not even in rotating
He's
mode.
a
right now.
curator.
Yeah, he's curating his own room daily. Or
Yes.
monthly.
Yes.
But Andy's room, not so much.
I mean,
Okay.
Not currently. Not
Okay.
currently. Okay. So please hold your gasps.
you gotta. Hey,
Until- okay.
in
This
order
is
to make
shocking.
an omelet, you gotta crack a
This
few
is
eggs.
shocking.
That's right.
This is
That's
shocking.
right.
So here we go. I need like a really ominous sound effect, but oh my God.
Okay,
There's just stuff on the floor.
there's stuff on the
yeah.
floor. Okay,
Hold on.
just
keep God.
there's some books and magazines. Yeah,
All right, let's go
So,
back. Sorry. I was
right
just-
now,
Love those
no. Right now I'm going through because I'm trying to create. The goal here is to create wall space because I'm moving into a movie posters direction. Okay, for the next foreseeable future, and so I have to clear off my shelves, move things around, and I have to play that game. Do I keep it? Do I put it in the closet? Do I get rid of it?
Burn it.
Burn it.
Jeez, you evil man.
What do we do with witches? Burn them. Okay, so that's what my weekend has been.
Was Andy's accent better? Shabby.
Hey,
All right, let's keep going.
So this is right. All of that wall space was covered up on Friday. Now I've taken one shelf out. I've moved some things around.
Oh, here's another casualty.
Um,
Hey,
He's just laying down.
chilling.
on his box.
Taking a nap.
On his box.
Upside down, even. Why'd you do that?
So we could all turn our heads
Oh,
upside
look at this
down.
horrible shelf.
Oh, wow.
Empty shelves.
Oh, look at Han and
Wow.
Chewie. They're taking a nap.
Yeah, it's a state of disarray. Okay. In order to get to a place where I've put up some more posters. That's what I want to
Oh.
do. That's my desk right
Wow,
now. It's
yeah.
just a mess. It's an absolute glorious mess.
Yeah.
And I've taken a lot of heat from the missus at home. Why are you spending so much time cleaning a room when the rest of the house needs tending to?
Ooh. Okay.
Fair point.
Okay.
But I've been properly motivated for the last couple of days to do something.
Well, and
in
I see
there.
you have
So,
your LED ring from your makeup podcast that you do.
I'm
that's
applying my mascara
Yes,
properly.
Right.
Um,
Okay, hold on. Can we give the people some hope?
well, which one? Which one are you doing here?
One of the two.
I know there's two.
Which one do you want? One has blue lights and the other one doesn't.
Do the non-lit one.
All right.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
I like
So,
this.
all of the Lego, not Legos, all of the Lego, Josh just did. All of the Lego that were in the room got appropriated to my son's room.
Okay, so
This is my son's.
Cool.
This is my son's room now.
Very cool.
And he's gotten a few Funkos over the year. Last
So what
couple
you're
years,
saying
so-
is your son is approaching dating age, and you've just pushed the bar back a little further.
which is totally fine. It's a good parenting move. It's a good parenting move. Okay. So anyway, so yes, this is we tore apart my room and kind of put together my son's room. All right. This is Dash's room here. So
Okay.
So it looks great. I love it. I love how it looks. I love going into his room and seeing that. And that, he doesn't have a huge room. It's just got tall ceilings. So we can keep going up if we need to.
There you go.
So
Nice.
And doesn't take up as much room as.
So
as-
3 a.m. Dad, you okay? I'm just visiting, son.
Yeah. and he's got lights in his room too that make it look cool. So anyway, so that's it wasn't all destruction. We took care of the Lego.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now the other photograph.
Here it comes.
Ooh. Dang. Okay.
That solo.
So
Yeah. The Caravan of Courage print up top, I noticed right away.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
I
This is
appreciate it.
awesome. I'm stoked on this.
So this is right when you walk in. This is as soon as you enter the room. This
Oh.
is right to the left, and I wanted an attention grabber right when you walked in.
Yeah.
And I built a little stand to go in between those two Detolfs.
The Detolfs.
The Detolfs for the
On top of the Flarkslugs.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the name of
Calyx.
those shells
The Calyx. Those are
are.
Calyx.
I love
Yeah,
that
they
you
are
know
Calyx.
the IKEA
That's right.
names. You freaking nerds.
they are.
Oh, I'm
Knock
the
it off.
nerd. I'm the nerd.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a nerd because I know my IKEA product. Who's with me? All right.
I'm with you. I'm
Thank
with you 100%.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
All right. And so these underneath is Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And the only Rogue One item I have.
What?
Yes.
I only
What?
have
The random item.
Yes, I have the Rogue One soundtrack on vinyl behind it,
Right.
Wow.
and then I have a Rogue One Gentle Giant
Death Trooper.
Death Trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool piece. That's a
We
cool
spun the Death Trooper a month ago.
Yeah, yeah. And
It
so
was a random win on eBay.
piece. Wow.
it
Okay.
was like, hey, this is a pretty reasonable price. Let me throw a bid at it.
Yeah.
12 hours later, congrats. Yes.
Nice.
All right. So anyway, that is just right when you walk in, and I did tidy that up. And because I have tall ceilings in my basement, the boxes went up top.
Nice.
So
Yeah. That's great use of space. I love the black light effect on the helmet, especially on the Ahsoka trooper. And then I love those two little clone troopers just chilling at the bottom.
the
down there.
leg kicked out there. I love it.
Just
Casual.
hold out.
It's a casual photo, you know.
That's cool.
It's
I really like
It's a
this.
summer camp picture, you know, with the clones. So,
Yeah.
So it was mostly destruction in the room, but that little part right there,
Just a lot of sadness going on over here, though. Just
yeah,
oh.
it's just
Relatable. I'm there.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
It looks like a Target.
And by the way, this looks like my display capabilities right here. I'm like, no, it looks great, right?
Yeah,
I got
it's good.
all the guys. That guy
Yeah.
fell over. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I just got to
Yeah.
put him back up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I am in the process of becoming more like Chris. So that's my
You're
goal.
down a few tats.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
just- yeah.
So
Yeah, I love those
I'll get
displays
there.
though. I mean, dang. I mean, it coming a long way. This is good.
Well,
Andy, don't worry. I'm giving Andy all the crap right now. This is a dedicated man with very specific display capabilities, just like yourself. I don't
I've
have
got a
this.
particular set of skills.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and one of them is that won't last for long, which is hilarious because literally you started on Friday. You've already. I mean, this will be done. What's your estimate? I won't give it. When do you think this will be done? Not done with as in the replacement, but kind of at the point where now you have the wall space, you're filling it in.
by this time next week.
Exactly. This for me,
nice.
that's about a year and a half experience. So yeah.
Well, I don't have much else to do. I neglect my
To be honest. No, you don't. You just gave him a whole Lego display.
That's true. I did. Well, one of them.
One of them. Yeah, the rest.
The other
yeah.
two, yeah. They're too young.
Funko Pops for you.
I did give Tova one. But anyway, that's where I'm at, and this is the journey I'm on, and I will post pictures on Twitter at random through my process.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. One day you can aspire to be Chris.
And I have built a figure display that incorporates the Return of the Jedi yellow as well.
Ooh.
So
Oh yeah.
keep an eye out for that too. Chris, I am so thankful you were able to hustle home from work and join us. You've been a great guest, and I appreciate all of the things that you've shared with us today. Please go to our webpage at beyondtheblasters.com and look for his Show Me Your Collection feature, which we try to do every Monday using the hashtag Show Me Your Collection. Chris, where is the best way to get a hold of you or communicate with you or look at some of your other finest editions?
Well, you said it right there, at Finest Editions on Instagram. I don't actively monitor my Twitter. I saw someone in the chat earlier asking if I was on Twitter. It is there, but it's going to be very rare that I go in and dive in there. So hit me up at Instagram at Finest Editions. You can also subscribe at YouTube at Finest Editions, where I do glamour shots. So this week's glamour shot is going to be General Grievous Black Series and Clone Commander Gree. They're going to look sexy. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, I would love to have you join my little community. And I love working with people on advice for displays. So if you have a project at home like Andy, you can hit me up at Finest Editions. I would love to see what you're working with and give me your budget, and I'll help you out. I love to just help other people design their collections. It's like
this is a solid dude. Solid dude here.
Well, this is just us.
Well, the crazy thing is, I've even talked about my Disney collection, the Walking Dead collection. There's we have 3 floors of just, my fiance and I have these we love doing displays. We love doing them properly and showcase worthy. So I appreciate both of you for believing in what I got going on here. And Holochronicles rules, man. This is like such a cool show. I mean, this is like, for collectors, this is so much fun. It's just like hanging out, with your fellow people. And I love it. So yeah, please join me at Finest Editions. I would love to make friends if we're not already friends. So
we are friends, Chris, and you will be getting some behind the scenes advice requests from us. We do have a set to design. I really like your setup too, by the way. For if this is where you do your podcast or it's beautiful. So Andy and I have got some ideas and a canvas to work with. So we'll probably hit you up.
Awesome. Definitely. Yeah, please. The one thing I will say, I'll send you guys the photo when it's done. So I can also make custom light boxes. And so above me is going to be a 4.5 foot wide Kenner light box that will be beautiful in the nighttime. It will illuminate the whole room. And if anyone wants to have a custom light box made, hit me up at Finest Editions.
Nice.
We can talk about that. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Love to see it. I can't wait to see it.
About 2 weeks. 2 weeks out.
Oh, I know. Send the pictures. We'll share on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And that where the old men live.
Well said.
Old crusty guys like us. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. And go hit up Chris on Instagram. Josh, it's been a
good day. It's been a good Monday. Thank you, everyone that joined us today. We love having this time frame. If we could do it every Monday, we would, because all of you are so great and gracious for joining us. But like all good things, it must come to an end, but not without a good piece of advice, right, Andy?
And that is to go play with your toys.